I'm miserable.
Oh yeah.
Miserable.
Mm-hmm.
But everything, I'm married to a surgeon. I live in a beautiful home. Mm-hmm. I live in what I guess is considered an affluent part or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I am miserable. Oh. And I'm like, this is, and I'm meeting other women who are nice, very nice, mm-hmm. very, good people and all of that. But I'm not connecting, and I know I'm
probably
not
miserable
connecting.
Too. Maybe some of them.
Yeah, we're all miserable, but nobody's going to admit anything.
Oh no, nobody's going to.
We got a baby. We got this.
Oh no,
we're not going to admit anything. Mm-hmm. And now I'm also feeling very inauthentic, feeling but I don't know what to do, so I stay. And so at that point, my marriage, everything was starting to really get rocky, very, very rocky, and I knew that I was taking everything out on that. I mean, I knew, because now I'm frustrated, and now I'm thinking, well, the only way I'm going to be okay is if I'm no longer married, I don't have a baby, and I live in New York City. Like, that was it. In my head, I thought that's the only way you're going to be better. So now I'm resentful of everything.
Oh, yeah.
And
it starts to come out in that kind of way. I feel like that's why I always can somehow relate to when people are dealing with their sexuality.
Yeah.
Because you're suppressing
idea.
Their sexuality. Yes. When you're suppressing which is you, the authentic self, that shit is going to come out.
Oh, it's horrible.
Everybody's going to get it.
It's awful, and I really relate to. I mean, I'm heterosexual and everything, but when I've heard the stories of homosexual or feeling transgendered, I relate to that so strong.
Yeah,
because that's exactly how I felt. Everything that I've heard, especially transgender, when they're talking about, I know I am this.
Yes.
But this is all that people see and understand. Yes. And that's how I felt. I'm like, I know I'm a creative. I know I am. But all that I've been putting out there is this traditional Kenya.
Yeah.
And so now I feel like people don't really know me. Right. And so now I'm like building relationships based on what? Like they're not so and I'm a deep, I like to go deep, and so the moment I'm trying to go deep with these people, they can't go deep because that's not how I introduced myself to be. Mm-mm. So I'm now very frustrated. My marriage is starting to get really weird. Thinking I'm doubting marriage at this point. But then something kind of started happening where I started kind of feeling like, okay, I gotta get it together, be happy in this traditional life, and you need to have a second baby because
that's the answer.
Because that's the answer.
All else fails. It's all fucked
well, this child is 3, so I need to.
Because tradition says
I'm supposed to have 2.5 kids.
Yeah, by this time.
And granted, I actually wanted, I wanted to have another child, and so I was like, okay, I want to have this other child. Let's have a child, and this is what's going to be fine now.
Oh yeah.
I have my second baby, who was or is the easiest baby. It was like God was like, okay, here, have your little easy baby. Go ahead, because you go ahead, just have a little easy baby.
Mine's with the reverse. Here's your easy baby, and then here comes your child that you go struggle with for a long time. I love her. She's even out.
Yeah.
But
and mine was the opposite. And I was scared because my first one was hard, and he had what do you call it when they don't stop crying?
Colic,
right? Colicky, all of that. Second baby, took a pacifier, chilled, was in the corner. Like, I'm fine, I'm good. And I'm like, praise the Lord. Yes. My life is good.
Yes.
My life is fine. Life was not fine. And what basically started happening, without getting into a whole bunch of crazy details, I felt so suffocated at this, because now I got 2 babies.
How that's
happened. I got 2 babies. So now I'm suffocated. So now I'm like, I'm leaving this life.
Yes.
I'm going to make a drastic change. And I'm going to
So was that your turning point? Where was the turning point that you said, I'm
so 2008, my husband and I were going through a lot of, it was really bad. It was really bad. And so I was pretty much kind of at the point, I think I need to get divorced because this is, I can't be me. And I'm now telling him about the music. And I'm now like saying, look, I'm a creative and I've got to be this. Yes. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I feel like maybe
at you like you're crazy.
Well, what he would do,
it's like, wait a minute, where'd all this come from?
What he said, no. What he said was, all you do is talk about it. Why don't you do it? He's like, you're not. But it was not in a way like, baby, do it. It was like, show me, like what you all just talk,
challenging,
right? Or like, where's the talent? I've never heard you sing a song. I've never seen you do anything. And I'm like, I was me the cuddle. He's giving me the, you're such a badass, why don't you, you're all tough.
Show and prove.
Show and prove. And now I'm doubly pissed. Oh. Now I hate you.
Oh.
Fuck you, I'm getting out this marriage. I'm going to become Diana. I'm out. Done. I don't need any of this shit. I'm taking care of all your kids, doing all this shit. I'm gone. So now that's why I'm like, I'll pick a divorce. I'm fine. Right. So then he's like, it's like, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying you keep talking about this, but you're not doing anything. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. And I need this. I said, I think I need to start, maybe I should go major in music. And he's like, well, how are you going to go back to school? Like full time, we got babies, I've got my schedule. And I'm just like, it's not fair. You're being everything you want to be. I'm not being what I want to be. You got to let me be what I want to be. He's like, I don't mind you being what you got to be, but I just don't know if that's the right thing to do this. So what ends up happening, I start counseling for myself. I start counseling.
The counselor goes to counseling.
The counselor goes to counseling because I'm like, I'm going crazy.
Yeah,
I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
I'm literally I felt crazy. I felt unstable. I felt
the hormones all out of whack.
Right. I couldn't be happy. I couldn't get happy. I just felt sad all the time. Started counseling, and really from the very first session, the counselor very quickly picked up on the creative, and she's like, so you're not doing anything creative right now.
You have no outlet.
None. And I'm like, no, she's like, have you thought about joining community choir? I'm like, I don't want to be in community choir. Is that, listen, I know if I do music, I don't want it to be just this, I said, I have ideas. I think I could do this. I know that I probably could do this. So I know that's not going to satisfy me. It's actually going to annoy me because I've got 2 little kids I got to raise.
Yeah, that's just pacifying.
Right, exactly. That's just pacifying.
Because that's what suburbia does. I'm in the choir.
Yes.
I'm in this organization, and I'm in this. Yeah, that's what suburban living is.
And I was like,
just playing at
just
that
play
shit.
at it. And I'm like, no. If I'm going to do this, I want to do this. And so she was like, so we kind of, I said it, but I still wasn't doing anything. And so really for me, the turning point, in 2009, I decided to take a spiritual retreat. By the end of 2008, I started a music theory class at a community college because my brain was just so academic. I couldn't get out of, I got to do this.
Yeah, that left brain. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like you got to formalize.
But when you do, I don't know if you know this part, I did realize this. My transition from left brain corporate finance into I got to be a copywriter, right brain. It's a process. You have to kill that.
Oh, absolutely.
When I went to, and just to interject here, when my first quarter in creative school, he's like, you got to kill the left brain. You have to kill it off because I would write and it was all left brain. So stoic and there was no emotion. And so my teacher noticed, he's like, okay, what are you doing?
Right.
You're coming from here.
Right.
You have to. So there's a process. There's this ritual I had to.
And it takes a long time. For me, it took, because again, yes, I was kind of just go to this class. Yeah. And if I go to the class, I'll be enough. But when I got in that class, I was around all these creative people, and I was like, this feels so good. Just to be around loosey-goosey, just creative, and, and I just enjoyed the energy so much. And my teacher really picked up on that quickly. And she was like, I know you're doing this class. Are you doing any performance anywhere? I was like, oh, no. This is enough. I got babies. I might be getting a divorce. Because there was so much going on. I was like, and she's like, well, I think you should, I'm going to give you a vocal teacher. Just to take some, just practice, get your voice. She's like, because I can feel your energy, and when you're talking about music and stuff in the past, you've told me, she's like, I'm thinking performance is something you may want to consider. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll do the little vocal teacher. But because my personal life was really, counseling was good, but I could feel now that God, I could feel the next level, and I felt like God, I've always had a relationship with God, but I've always kind of, this is how I feel God is, but I'm watching everybody do God this way in church. So I've always kind of been like, I almost felt like I've been like this, I want that God. I just want that God. I know that God can do anything. But this church God seems kind of in a box.
Yes.
And I feel like the God that I think I'm supposed to go toward is bigger than the box.
Yes.
But I don't know how to access this.
Yeah.
And so I decided, there was a really difficult moment that had happened between my husband and I had decided I need a spiritual retreat. I'm like, the counseling is okay, but I need more. And I feel like God is telling me, you gotta push this in another level. And I can't explain more than that. I just felt that in my soul. And I did a spiritual retreat in March of 2009 in Sedona, and that was the turning point, because I sat down with all these holistic, mystic, all the astrology, the past life, all the stuff, and I was like, oh, I love it. It's all giving me it's check marking everything that I thought about God. Is check marking all that I thought about me. Like, it just was so like, okay.
And it validated
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And so honestly, I was doing that more to save my marriage and more to get more, positive about just being me. It wasn't so much about, I'm gonna be an artist now. It was just, I just need to be comfortable with being with me and not trying to fit into boxes, and that spirituality, that journey, that week, whatever, really opened my eyes and gave me hope. You can do this.
Yeah.
And at the very end, one of the counselors said to me, she said, listen, you've mentioned music, and she's like, I know it sounds like you're doing the music to kind of just, balance you. She's like, but I think it's more. I think you made that maybe it. Like, that might be your profession. I was like, I don't know if my profession. Because I'm like, I don't know about that. But, okay. And so I left. But I did keep it. It always stayed in my ear. Like, I was like, okay, well, maybe. And I got back, and Lavelle, just doors just started opening left and right. And because if I hadn't taken that spiritual retreat, I wouldn't have learned to walk through the door. I would have shut the door. I feel like God was opening doors all the time, but I just kept shutting it.
That's what they say. It's kind of like you start to, the universe open, or your awareness open, right? It's like buying the car that's red. Yep. And all of a sudden you drive, it's like, I counted 10 damn red.
Right, exactly. And it wasn't, the awareness happened. And so that's when it clicked. And in 2009, my vocal coach at that point, she was starting to pick up on, like, she's like, there's something, like, I'm teaching you these arias and these things. She's like, but you got something else. There's something else you need to be doing. And I'm like, I know that if I did music, if I really wanted to do music, I'm like, I'm a writer. Like, I can write music. I play. Like, I'd want to do it that way. And she's like, well, then let's do it. Like, let's do it. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And she's the one, her name is Veronica, and she's like, look, that summer, she said, I want you to take this summer and I want you to write. And at the end of the summer, let's meet back up and I want to hear what you come up with. And then we'll decide from there, depending on and so I wrote about 3 different songs. At the end of the summer, I played them and sang, and she was like, these are fantastic. You need to record this. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I was like, I don't know. This is getting really uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what that, I gotta go to work. I gotta, I got my kids. Like, I don't know. And she's like, I'm telling you, I will help you. I said, I don't have a band. I don't know musicians. She's like, I will help you. I will help you do this. And so I met Fisha. And I met her through Francine. And Fran, I don't know if you know Fran or not, but I met her through her, and I had heard that Fisha did music stuff, and I was picking up one of my kids from camp that summer, and I don't know, something in my soul just told me to ask her. I was like, I heard you do music. I know you don't know me, but I have a vocal coach who's telling me I need to start recording, and do you know a studio or anybody? And she's like, oh yeah, girl. And she just gave me these lists of people, and again, the spiritual side of me said, walk through the door. That's it. That's the door. So I was scared as I don't know what, because she was like, oh yeah, this guy, he's a Grammy Award winner. I was like, like Grammy, I can't go to a Grammy Award winner. But long story short, I connected with the producers. My vocal coach was like, okay, listen, I also have some other options too, just in case that doesn't work out. So I'm like, okay, I think it's going to work out. I had scheduled a studio session. And this is very eerie how this all happened. She'd had surgery, ear, nose, throat, whatever. She's an opera singer and needed to get her sinuses addressed. And she was like, listen, let's meet up and we can talk more about my options for studio. So I said, well, I do have a studio session scheduled now because I did find this guy. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to do it. She's like, okay. So we were supposed to meet, like, I think I can remember the date. I think it was August 26th. We were supposed to meet that date. And so a few days before that, I was starting to feel hoarse, and I was like, you know what? I need to save up my voice because my recording session is in like 2 weeks, and I just want to be healthy and right.